IVM.
I want to thank Intel for supporting our show. Do you remember last year when we spoke about how the Intel vPro platform is built for business? Well, I'm glad to say we've kicked it up a notch. That's right, Intel is back with a new and improved version of the platform. The new Intel vPro platform lets you do more of what you want and less of what you don't. So it's better for you and for your IT teams, who really are the backbone of keeping your work-from-home experience easy and enjoyable. I can safely say that the new vPro platform gives you more enterprise efficiency with less constraints. Visit intel.in/morewithvpro, that's VPRO, to discover how you can get more done with less waiting. If you're listening on the IVM Podcast Android app, click the link that's visible to you now.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy, actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach, and today's fun fact of the day has to do with the organs of the body. Did you know that the origin of the word spleen is Greek? And what's more interesting is that it loosely translates as the second heart. Okay, I bet most of you have never heard of the spleen, especially the adults who have forgotten everything from biology class. But if you did remember the word spleen, do you know what it does? Doctors and medical students, this one's not for you, okay? So, shh. In fact, the spleen is a very important organ that plays somewhat of a supporting role, and hence you've never heard of it. It acts as a filter for blood. Old blood cells are recycled here. It also stores a lot of the blood platelets in case there is excessive bleeding, like if you have an accident. As a part of the immune system, white blood cells are stored here, ready to fight off any enemy invasions. Now, in this COVID world, we're constantly looking outside for things that are going to give us immunity. Brands are sticking the word immunity everywhere. Immunity this, immunity that. And the other day, I just saw an immunity sugar candy. Now that's just mad. And yet, we don't appreciate something so vital inside us that is helping us keep our immunity up. You see, we know the organs like the primary ones. Heart, eyes, lungs, brain, even kidneys. But that's it. Most of us don't even know where our stomach is. And hint, it is not where you think it is in the middle of your belly. It's somewhere else. What is worse is that we only care about these organs when something goes wrong. You only realize you have a head when it aches. You don't realize that you have lungs unless you're climbing up a flight of stairs, huffing and puffing the entire way up. And it's so sad that we only think about our body when it's in pain or distressed or not working. If you or your family members have a serious medical condition where an organ has stopped working, look at how you refer to it. I have a bad heart. I have a liver that has stopped working. When these organs are working well, earlier on, at that point of time, you didn't think of them or you didn't give them any love. But now that they've failed, you suddenly give them hate. And as your habit coach, I want to teach you a beautiful meditation practice that I heard from Mantak Chia. And it's called the inner smile. It's a beautiful way of spreading positivity through your body and learning about it at the same time. Now, Mantak Chia is a Qigong master. So his techniques are more technical, with sitting in a particular way, tongue in a particular way, etc. If you're interested in that technical way of approaching it, please buy his book. It's called The Inner Smile. Okay, so this is my diluted down, easy version that we can do every day. Sit in a comfortable position or lie down. Then we slowly start from our toes to our head. We visualize each body part. We ask it, how are you doing? We thank it for all that it does for us. We give it gratitude. Next, we move to our calves, our knees, something that we blame all the time. Give it love. Just give it love. Ask him how it's doing. Move to your thighs. Shower it with love. Then we focus on our reproductive system, our sexual organs, which some of us think about only in shame or in hurt. Shower them with love. Say thank you. Then the anus and the large intestines, the small intestines. Thank you for processing all that junk out of me. Thank you, bladder, for holding on to my pee, especially on those days when I couldn't find a toilet. Thank you, kidneys and adrenal glands, for filtering my body and helping me run or fight from things that are scary. Like this, go through all the organs that you know. Try visualizing them. Thank the liver. Thank the spleen. Thank your thyroid gland, your eyes, etc. Send them love. And I have found this practice to be absolutely magical. It has helped so many of my clients change their mind about their illnesses, and hence the healing could start taking place. And we all know how important our thoughts are in sickness and healing. Even if you are young, like I know most of you listening are, start this practice now. Shower your body with love. It's the only one that you'll ever get. The mobile phone you're holding right now, that can be replaced. Unfortunately, we love that more than we love our body. But these organs, you only get once. This episode is something that I planned to share right in the beginning when I started this podcast. And I'm glad that I'm finally sharing with you now. So your simple habit to meditate and give your body healing starts by getting a human anatomy chart. You can get it online, you can get it from Google, and then slowly go and thank each of the organs that you see there. Close your eyes, visualize them, tell them thank you. This whole process doesn't take more than a few minutes. And for those of you who believe you cannot meditate, this is perfect for you as you have to keep thinking. The mind is active, but focused. And share this episode with your friends or your family having health problems. See what happens. Oh, and I purposely didn't tell you where the spleen is, so do find that out and thank it for being your second heart. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Intel, for coming back to us. We love our sponsors. If you'd like to be one of them, do reach out. So really cool week on the network this week, right? Started off with a bang. Abhijit Ganguly was on Cyrus Says. Funny comedian. I think you guys will enjoy that. We had Dimant Parekh on Advertising is Dead. Dimant's the founder of Better India. Govindraj Athiraj is also on Uncle Please Sit this week. That's a really fascinating show which they talk about fake news. On the Habit Coach, there was a crossover event with Aditi Surana from Absolutely Right. I think you definitely enjoyed that. And last but not least, definitely a show I'd love you all to check out. We have a new show called This Round Is On Me. It's hosted by Gauri Devi Dayal. If you remember, Gauri and I worked on a show together called The Kolaba Cartel a while ago. Fun show. If you haven't checked that out, do check that out. But this is a show where she's talking to a lot of different people in the food space. Her first guest is Harsh Mariwala, legend in his own time. I think you'll really enjoy that show. But with that, we hope to see you again next week.
Have you ever wondered how successful people do their thing? How do they navigate the challenges they often face? Are you wondering about the future of restaurants, film, education, technology, and everything else in between? Hi, I'm Gauri Devi Dayal, best known for being one of the brains behind The Table, an award-winning restaurant in Bombay. One thing my life as a restaurateur has given me is the opportunity to meet with some truly inspiring people, most often just by chatting with strangers at the community table. And that's what this podcast is about. It's about learning the new dimensions of business and understanding how different people swim this sea. It's an opportunity for me to pick their brains and ask them all the questions on my mind, whether it's about learning from their past experiences or talking about future trends. Through their journeys, stories, and insights, I hope you too, like me, will come away inspired and energized. So come, join me every Wednesday with your favorite drink because this round is on me.